Good morning. It is Monday morning and it's time for some Motivational Monday. My name is Christopher Donnell. I'm the pastor here at Urbana United Methodist Church. So glad that you're joining in with us, and hopefully your week is off to a great start and you had an awesome weekend. Based on a lot of crazy things happening in our world, the election season and the different candidates involved, the big controversy of the Olympics this year. It seems like there's a new one every day if you tune in. I've just been enjoying watching it. It's been kind of fun. But it seems like there's just a lot of defending going on for our people, or we're defending our stances on things. But I think the most troubling thing I'm watching is the defending of God or Jesus to a world maybe who either doesn't care less or already has their mind made up about them, and it usually is happening on social media or on the talking heads on our screens through the media. And I just thought about this idea this past weekend as we had our men's group and we were discussing this, the same topic is, does Jesus really need us to defend him? Does he ask us to follow him? Yes. Does he invite us to stand for truth? Absolutely. Should we be convicted and make decisions based on those convictions to follow Jesus? Yes. But does Jesus actually need our defense? Now, we were reading the crucifixion story when Jesus had a mock trial with the Sanhedrin, that was the religious leaders of the day, who basically just made a sham trial, tried him in the middle of the night, made everything that could go wrong for Jesus happen, and Jesus was found guilty in their eyes and then brought to Pilate. Pilate kind of goes over the same thing. Pilate sees nothing wrong, but the people were so determined and hell-bent on getting rid of Jesus that Pilate walked away from the situation. And then we see Jesus go to the cross, and people mock him, spit on him, beat him. People hurl insults at him. While he's hanging on the cross, dying, he's being hurt and by words and people actually throwing stuff at him, and all these different interactions where he's being harmed. And you would want to defend this innocent person, yet nobody really did. And yet Jesus even didn't bring up defense. He let them do what they were going to do. Because then 3 days later, he comes back with the keys from hell and victory over sin and death, and beats death and gives us life through his resurrection. And so I wonder if we're not called to defend Jesus, yet actually just bear witness to his life and death and resurrection in our life. In the book of Proverbs that King Solomon wrote, he wrote in Proverbs 14:25, chapter 14, verses 25, a truthful witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful. If we're called to bear witness, our witness should look like Jesus, the attributes of Jesus. Yes, he defended truth. Yes, he was a man of conviction. Yes, he righted wrongs, but only when the Father did it through him and in situations that allowed it to happen. Other times, he just took it. He left the conflicts. He went through the crowd when they were trying to push him off the hill, and when they were trying to attack him, he avoided those things until it was his final time to die for us. I was reminded also in the Gospel of John in chapter 18, in the scene in the garden, when the Sanhedrin and the guards come to arrest Jesus when he's with his disciples. This is where Judas brings them, and he basically is found out as the guy who gave Jesus up for 30 pieces of silver. And in that moment, there's this altercation with Peter and the guards, and Peter actually draws his sword out and he chops off one of their ears. And in that moment, Jesus tells him, "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" So even in this moment where we see Jesus being wrongly accused and Peter so frustrated, he wants to defend Jesus, like, "No, you got it all wrong about this guy. This is not right. I will actually kill you or harm you if you try to harm my Jesus." Jesus says, "No, Peter, that's not the way." What will be the way is when I build my church through you in the coming years based on your conviction of me as Messiah. He was telling him later on that you will bear witness with your life, not in your defense, with people who obviously won't even hear or are not ready to hear, because the Sanhedrin, those religious leaders, had all of the information, yet they chose not to see the truth in those moments. So based on our world's events, which will not be any different anytime soon, based on that there's nothing new under the sun, nothing is surprising God of what's happening, and this has all happened many times. It's just more amplified now more than ever because of technology. We are called to bear witness, and I actually say not even to try to defend Jesus, but to reveal Jesus with our life, our speech, our talk. And you can say, hey, Jesus is my hope all day long. And that's much different than trying to defend Jesus based on what other people are doing about him. That will never open a conversation, in my opinion, with people who actually are in need of hearing the good news that Jesus has come to show us a better way to live. So maybe this week, don't be so quick to defend Jesus or God or your standards or your moral compass, yet bear witness to Jesus in you, because the world is looking for help and hope. They're not looking for an altercation or try to be proved right from apologetics or going down your list of information that you know more than the other person. They're looking for an encounter with the living God. And that's in you and that's in me. And so that's our job, is to bear witness. And again, in Proverbs, the challenge and the warning is a truthful witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful. Friends, let us not be false this week and beyond, and may we bear witness to Jesus' work in us. Have a great week.